Hey guys, this is Adam from Alaska Cut the Cord, and this video is a little bit different than what you typically see from us. What do you normally see? Off-grid living out in the woods and adventures that we have, and we're not really known for doing a lot of reviews. But it so happened that the other day, we've been having this issue, right? Our water heater, it's an on-demand water heater, a really inexpensive one that we ordered off Amazon, has been giving us a lot of problems. First off, I can no longer adjust the water flow knob. It is frozen in place hard. Secondly, it doesn't always start. Sometimes I actually have to turn the water in the shower on, and then to get more flow, I have to turn on the kitchen sink, and then it'll actually start. And thirdly, the temperature seems to be out of control, and it's more of a steam disinfectant than it is a nice shower. So what's weird about it is that we were just talking about ordering a new water heater, and a company called Gasland reached out to us, and they wanted to know if we wanted to try one of their products. I'm like, wow, that must be meant to be, because that doesn't normally happen. So they reached out, we had several emails back and forth, and they ended up sending us the water heater that they thought would best suit our water supply, and it had to be 120 volt. We wanted that. We're currently running, just a battery operated one. In order to make sure that this is a successful test, I ordered a brand new water pump as well that had the proper flow rate for the water heater that we're going to use. I haven't seen it, and we're going to unbox it right now and see what all comes with the package. So here we go. Let's see what's inside the box. Okay. Got our instructions. Neatly packaged, I guess, like I would expect them to be. Put that over there. And then, if I can get this out. Okay, and here is the machine. I'm excited about this one, quite honestly, because this is supposed to have a digital temperature setting. So we can literally set it for, I don't know, 107 degrees, just a random number, and it controls the flow and the gas flow to actually hold it there. So let's get this off quick. Okay, and I see it's got, there is a protective film on here that, wow, that actually seems like it's glass. Wow, this is really cool. Sorry, I'm honestly excited about this. So it has a glass front to it. The hookups seem really easy. So here's your hot water out. Here is your gas supply, and this is your water inlet. That's it. And you have a cord. The back of it has your obvious brackets that you're going to use to hang it, and it has an induction fan on it. I don't have the exhaust pipe just yet, but for testing purposes, we'll be able to run it. This actually requires a gas pipe coming out, and it's got an induction motor on it. So this is more like your house furnace, where it actually has the dry and fresh air versus the one that we have right now. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is in the package. Very simple, very neat, very clean. They also sent me, and I don't know what pieces of it I might use, they did send me a box of fittings for a water heater installation, which our situation, we're not going through a pressure tank and all that stuff, so I don't really think we're going to use all of that. But yeah, let me get it set up. I see on the side here, it's got all your instructions, like your distance away from combustibles, that sort of thing. And that's just normal that you'd have on any typical UL listed product. So this actually, if you check them out on Facebook, which we can put a link in there for the product, that's where this came from. And yeah, so let's be completely honest. This video does contain a sponsor, and this is from Gasland. I did not pay for this. They sent this to us. So yeah, let's see what it takes to get it set up in the house. All right, guys. This is the room that we are actually going to install the new Gasland on-demand tankless water heater. And as you can see, this is where the old one is here, and this one has completely failed now. I cannot, with two hands, turn the water flow control knob. This still works for the gas control, but it is out of control. The temperatures are just all over the place now. I assume that it's plugged up with hard water problems, stuff like that, so that has to go. In order to install this water heater, though, there's a few more pieces that you need other than just this. Gasland was kind enough to send those pieces for me. So with a tankless water heater, you need to have overpressure protection on it. So they sent this. This is for the cold water. You could run a second one off of here if you wanted to. Just cold water supply in and through. For the hot water, you've got this one, and you see they're colored blue and red, so it's simple enough to figure out. But there's another port here. And in this port, we'll screw the overpressure. So because there isn't an expansion tank here, if the pressure gets too high, this will blow out and discharge here instead of blowing up the water heater. So that's all very necessary pieces to this application. This heater also needs it's got an induction motor on it, so you have to have an exhaust. We cheat with that one on the wall, which we probably shouldn't be doing anyway, but we're going to make sure that we do this one correctly. So with this style heater, you have to have an exhaust. And this is what Gasland sent us, and it's from Gasland. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to do the unboxing, but I did open stuff already simply because I have a lot of math to do to figure out where it's going to go and how it's going to go. What comes in this box? It's all stainless steel. This is the hood that's going to go on the outside of the house. So you can see it's kind of pointed downward, so if it rains, it doesn't get in there. It's got a grill on it to keep bugs or rodents from climbing in there. So that's very nice quality. You have, this is your wall thimble. So one of these will be on the outside, one is on the inside, and that way, and this diameter is smaller than in here, so it gives an additional air gap and protection from getting too much heat near combustibles. So again, the quality of all of this is not what I expected. It's extremely good. This here, it says right on the box, this is the elbow, and this will come off the top of the heater. So this will come off the top and exhaust will go straight out the wall. Now, I'm a bit of a nerd, and if you guys know me, I'm a perfectionist and I'm a machinist. And all of these parts are laser welded stainless steel. This is not just cheap junk. This is polished and laser welded. It is really impressive quality with this company. And then we have two extensions. You could use just one if your application fits that, or you can put them together. Now, these also have a silicone high temp seal inside of them. They only go together one way. Again, the quality is excellent. And this one here is just a little bit longer. So you can see, this is what they sent us for the exhaust kit, and that's what you need there. Now, looking at this stuff online, this whole package here is a little under $300. Now, a lot of times I would say, I could just go local and I could find this stuff at like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. But in all honesty, if you get something that's made for the heater that you're using, I think you're going to be way better off in the long run. And I don't think you're going to save any money. And with this package in this situation, this is of the absolute highest quality. I'm very, very impressed so far with this heater. The install is going to be a pain in the butt for me, I think, but because I have to use this exhaust, I have to move the heater because the exhaust isn't long enough to go all the way from where it is currently out the wall. So I have to take this cabinet down. The heater has to go over here. And then I have to move my plumbing and move my gas. But I'm going to figure it out. It's what, probably 6 o'clock, 6:30, something like that. I'm going to do everything I can right now to try to have this done by the time I go to bed, because I need a shower. And this is the only way I'm getting one. So I need to get to work. Oh, oh, that sucks. Oh, I'm hitting the stud a little bit. I gotta get this block of wood out of here. Should stick through. Okay, now we got to kind of twist and you got to push. Oh, there's something happened. Dang, I need a little up. I don't even know if we got one. Got to have a drop to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, for any water.
Any condensation or rain will send it on out instead of send it on in. Okay. Let's get it from underneath. Okay. Shoulder there. I gotta put this on. Okay, we gotta go up.
Pretty good slant going on.
I don't know. And I didn't have any choice but to do this to keep minimum safe distance from the wall on the side. They want 12 at the top and 6 on the sides for minimum clearance from combustibles. And because this is just a non-supportive I made it up wall, the studs are 24 inches on center. So I had to span them because I don't want to just attach this to 1/4 inch plywood.
It's a little heavy.
Yeah, it does have some weight to it. As you can see, I've got the hot side all assembled with the overpressure blow off here. I'm going to end up running a hose from there to out, but for the time being, that's okay. But I want to cover a couple of things. Gasland didn't really mention it to me, but I know from experience that you're going to want to know. Everything that I'm putting together here, I'm using this for a thread sealant. Like when I do the cold side, I'll screw this on, but then it's a different thread out here that doesn't need thread sealant because it has a rubber washer inside. One of the most important tips two tips I can give you is, one, use the right sealant for what you're using. There's special stuff for gas, there's special stuff for water or fuel. But also, most importantly with these little heaters, do not over tighten when you put these on here. I cannot stress that enough. These parts that go in here that you see coming down for the cold water intake and the hot water out, they're just soldered to pieces inside here. So if you go ahead and do brute force on there, you're going to break it loose and you're going to have leaks, and that's not their fault. So just use caution. You're only running, say, your highest water pressure you're probably going to run is around 60 psi. In this case, we're going to be running 60 psi. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that tight. Just don't over tighten it and use the right sealant. This is what came from the factory. Again, it's got an extra outlet, which I'll just turn that off. I used my thread sealant, and I needed to bush down to the size that I'm going to need. You will need some extra pieces, and this is just really common for any plumbing application. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put this together like so. Then we have our gas, which is over here, which we're going to have to pull all the way back to the wall and bring it up here so we can put it in here properly. And then, I don't know. The plumbing, this hot will simply move right from here to here without any modifications, I think, at all. The cold is going to need all the modifications. So I don't 100% know what that's going to look like when it's done. I know that I will not mount a diaphragm style pump to the wall again. That makes this wall a great tuning fork, and that's all you can hear. It shakes things on the wall. So when we're done, this pump is going to mount directly to the tank, and then from there my cold water supply will tee off to go to the kitchen sink, or to the shower, and to the water heater over here. So that's what I'm going to work on. I'll get back to you when I got it done. That's what happens when you slide a fitting on but don't actually crimp it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You soak everything?
Yeah. I'm pre-soaking the floor for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. We got stuff happening here, Phyllis. Stuff is happening. Ready for this to come off?
Sure.
Ta-da! Here, I redid everything, okay? The old water tank was here and some stuff was here. And without tearing the whole wall apart and redoing everything, I just rotated these and ran new lines. The other thing that I did was I got the water pump off the wall. That was the worst idea I ever had.
Do that again.
You hear that? Now multiply that times 1,000 times a second. That's what that pump sounded like on the wall. Now, well, now it's charged, so it's not going to do anything. But it's nice and quiet. It's got some air in the system that it's going to have. I want to run it and get the air like full hot, get the air completely out of the system. Okay, air's out of the system. Not really sure how to use this, but I see a power button, so I'm going to hit it.
Give me a second.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? So it comes up, it's currently set at 107 degrees. So we can go up. Oh, no, why is it flashing? Okay. Okay. And it comes down 1 degree at a time. Super nice. And it looks good. Okay, so then it did the double flash, so now that is the set temperature. I don't know if that's where we want it. Phyllis, why don't you go ahead? Do we have to add water to this before we...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. We're going to add some water to our cistern, and we'll get right back with you for a full-out test.
So, is there a pilot that needs to be lit?
I don't know. I don't think so. It should automatically light. They usually have a little flow wheel that when it senses flow, it lights. The gas is on. It's probably not purged out of this line yet, though. Turn it on once and let's see what happens. Okay, so it shows like, okay, so it senses flow right there. And then, okay, that's not working. It might take a couple until it's purged, either that or I have to pull this screw to purge it. Why do I get nothing at all here? Okay, so it was not working with the old pump, old diaphragm pump I had on here, but I had a brand new 4 gallon per minute, and I don't know, cross my fingers. Let's see if it works now. Oh, trying to pump on. Oh yeah, instantly it comes on. Instantly. Okay, cool. See if we get some warm water. Oh, and it didn't light. Why didn't it light? Yeah. And the induction motor's running, but it didn't light. Let's try it again. Okay. Comes up right away. Shoot. It's instantly working here now. But it's not lighting.
What alarm are you getting?
A4.
So it's still the fuel supply.
Yeah. So I am getting an A4 alarm, which tells me it's a failure to light. Make sure I'm getting gas here. I can smell it. Okay. So we should be purged. Okay, so this is the inside of the heater. This is the temperature sensor. This is the temperature sensor. This is the snap disc. This is a snap disc. I'm looking for the igniter, which there are 3 big black wires here, and those go into these little clips for double checking this one. So if you don't know what happened here, we put it all together and it will not ignite for any reason whatsoever. So I checked that one. Now we have this one, and this one is plugged in. We reached out to the company and they said to double check the igniter because an AO4 is failure to ignite. And we've most definitely got that. And then I have a 3rd wire, which comes up. Where does it go? Oh, this is not plugged into anything.
Oh.
What is it supposed to be plugged into? Possibly the back of the board. Okay, so this wire here is not plugged in. This is why it won't run. The igniter will not kick on. So, as far as where it plugs in, it's somewhere on the back of this board, which I cannot see. So, we have unplugged the unit. I'm going to take out a screw on the bottom and one on the top and see if I can figure out where that's supposed to plug in at. I've been thinking about this literally all day long because we worked on this darn thing till like 10 o'clock last night. to absolutely no avail. Went through about 30 gallons of water trying everything to get it to light, and it did not. So I reached out last night via email to Gasland to see what they want to do. And I'm not, this part of the video is not me ripping on Gasland. I get it. Stuff happens. Yeah, and I see where it goes. But, I mean, I'm sure this isn't made locally, and it's shipped for thousands and thousands of miles. Trying to do this gently so as to not cause other problems. Okay, there it is. You see it? And this, by the shape of it, I don't think it matters which way it goes. Okay, that is back on. Try to put this main circuit board back into place. But who knew that this would be a Gasland repair video? At least you can see what's inside of the machine. It's a lot more complicated than the little cheap one that we had in here, for sure. Hopefully it does a better job, because I stated last night that I needed a shower, and guess what I didn't get? Yeah, that'd be a shower. So we'll get this screwed into place, tuck the wires back in. And no matter what we tried, we put the different pump on it and everything. We just get the same A4 alarm. And the A4 alarm is not even in the book. So a quick internet search told me that that alarm is common across all brands, and it pretty much stands for failure to ignite. So now I'm going to try to put this board back on without dropping it. I don't know which way it goes. It goes this way. That one screw will be enough for us to test it. You want to go ahead and plug it back in, Vanna? Does its little initialization. So the way this is supposed to work, when you turn it on, you're going to get a weird, like a wheel symbol here, and that tells you that the induction fan is on. And then you'll get another one that shows, it's like a shower head that shows water's coming out. And the third one, which we've never gotten, which is the flame, meaning it is actually lit. And it'll run for like 10 seconds and give us the A4 alarm. So when you're ready, turn on the water, and we're going to find out right now if I just fixed it. 1, 2. I hear it clicking.
Oh,
it lit!
Yay!
It lit! Woohoo! Holy cow, it worked! It is working. And now I'm just counting down until I get warm water. Oh yeah, I got heat up there. And it'll take a minute to get the water all circulated. Okay. So I not have it turned up very high. In this initial run, it's probably gonna gonna smell a little funny as it's warming up here.
It said after a certain temperature you had to shut it off
Oh,
in order to
change it.
change the temperature.
Okay.
It'll go up to 140, but I don't think we want it that high.
Okay. Okay, let's try it again to make sure that we're still working. Now that my sleeve is all wet. There we go. It shows like the initial temp. I heard the igniter go.
Yeah, you can actually hear the flame.
Yeah. There's cold water. Very, very cold water. And there it's warming up. It's not real warm though. But it is warming up. So, I mean, I like my showers hot. Oh yeah, it's warming up. Okay. So, it's working. I want it.
Oh, I thought it only went up to 140. Maybe it's 150.
149. Okay, so there you have it. It worked. Weird to have a little minor detail like that. Like I said, I am not ripping on Gasland for that. Let the wire come off, no big deal. Better than saying it's a piece of junk and it doesn't work, because this was quite a bit of work to get this installed. But I also wanted to do it correct and by the book, you know, with my clearance from top to bottom and side to side, and use an actual exhaust, and it lights nicely, it's quiet. Yeah, I mean, this is certainly no long-term test, but the product looks awesome. I love it. It looks much better than the old one that we had. Really modern, and it's all updated and normal. This is not part of it, sorry. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope we enjoyed this product from Gasland. We'll make sure that there's a link in there. We'll try to include the links that they actually sent to us when they approached us about doing this. And like I said, this is a sponsored video. We are trying this out. I'm not giving it back, but we are trying it out. And yeah, I mean, if you're out in the market and you're looking for something like this, I would hope that you'd reach out and look at the Gasland product. I will say it looks good, but you know, a long-term test is the true test of anything. So without further ado, this is Adam and Phyllis from Alaska Cut the Cord. Love you, bye.